Hey, Brian.
You know what? I was thinking about this. While we were sitting in the green room, just talking to Ethan before he comes up. So I know England lost, and I'm sorry about that. But I was thinking, you know what? How great of a show this would be if England won.
Oh,
I'm kind of wondering how this show is going to be with England losing.
I'd definitely be in a much better mood than I am in now. Very upset, very disappointed, and it would have been complete. I mean, I'd probably be drunk doing this show if we'd have won it. I was drinking some beers while watching the game.
Yeah,
but touching on that, I'm proud. I'm still proud to be English. I'm proud that we made a final. It is my first final in my lifetime that England have made it to. So I'm so proud.
Yeah.
And it was a great game. So fair play to Italy, and World Cup's next year. So watch out for the free lines next year. We'll bounce back.
Yeah. Well, you know what? As I was watching the game, I really felt that England won the first half and 100%. Italy really, really won the second half. And which is unfortunate. Obviously, somebody has to lose. And like I was telling you in the green room, it really sucks to lose that way. It really, really does.
Especially on penalties. Like, it's not something we're good at, but the fact we were winning and all we had to do was score one more and we missed it is... I'm heartbroken, Brian. I'll be honest. Yeah. I'm so heartbroken.
I felt horrible for... I don't know who that last player was that had the last shot, but for him to... Well, first of all, he's 19 years old.
Yes, he is, yeah.
To put that amount of pressure on a 19-year-old is... I don't know. I think there was a couple of other players I would have chosen first before him. I don't know the guy he wears the band in his hair.
Jack Grealish.
Yeah.
He's a UK fan favorite.
Pardon me?
He's a fan favorite. Ladies love him over
I'm surprised he wasn't in the top 5 because he seems like he's a really, really good player.
I agree. I think for the fact that they have to submit their 5 before the kicks, I think they thought we would have won it by him. Okay. So it would have been fun. Like I said, if Rashford had scored his penalty, we actually would have won the entire competition. He just missed one, and unfortunately, Saka and Sancho both missed. So, but it is what it is. It's football, and that's the beauty of the game, I suppose. I mean, you can win it or lose it.
Yeah, unfortunately, somebody has to lose.
Yeah. Do you know what? Like I said, proud of it.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen. They were the last 2 teams. Obviously, the best 2 teams in the world when it comes to Europe.
Definitely.
But they obviously proved that because they were the last 2 teams, right? So either way, so what does this mean for the World Cup? Do they automatically get a bye into the World Cup with them being in the 2 finals?
This competition has nothing to do with the World Cup. Okay. So in September, England will be playing again for the qualifying games, which we're 100% going to get through anyway. But we have a chance to meet. Obviously, United States can play. I don't know if Canada has a team. I don't know if they.
Oh well, they do have the team, but they
see if they qualify. I don't know.
They never seem to. Well, the Canadian team, they always seem to be in the World Cup when it comes to the women, but the men, yeah.
Yeah, it's like the England female team have won finals. I think they've won it. I think the female team for England has won finals, or they've at least been in more than one final in the recent times. So, but it is what it is. This is England will qualify. We'll do it again, and this time we'll learn from this contest. And it was a great contest. It's been a great couple of months.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for everybody that's in the room today. Obviously, the show's running a little bit late today because of the football and because of Lex. And when it got to, it's funny, when it got to 4:45, I was going, there is no way we are getting on at 5. So
I was clock watching, and I was like, I'm gonna have to.
I was watching
miss the extras.
Yeah, I was. I sent out a tweet, and obviously Lex saw it because he shared it. Saying that we'll be on right after the game. So other than that, let's just briefly talk before we bring Ethan on. So what's been going on with you during the week?
Well, as I think Brian, but I'm in the middle of moving. So
I didn't know that.
I didn't. I'm moving into a new place.
Okay.
Within this month, so that's been like the forefront of my focus this week.
Okay.
Haven't really done much paranormal stuff. I've been doing a lot of catch up. I've been watching a lot of videos. Tonight, actually, after the show is Huntophobia night, so I'll be catching up on what I've missed from you on Paraflix. So that's pretty much it for my week. I've literally just been doing those two things, and obviously because the football's been on, I've been so distracted with that because I've not missed a single game all tournament. I've watched every single game. So but that's been my week. It's just been moving, getting ready for the move, working, and just catching up on YouTube videos. How about you, Brian?
Well, obviously, you must be living under a rock if you don't know that my episode's coming out tonight for the second season. If you don't know, the first episode is Blue Ghost Tunnel, and obviously I've seen it, and it's amazing. I will say right now, it's amazing. The amount of EVPs and the amount of crap that we caught in this tunnel. People will understand why it's on the top 10 list in Canada for the most haunted spots.
And this was the ice one, isn't it? The one with the ice.
This is the ice one. So obviously, I've seen that, so that's really good. And obviously, Reckless Adventure was with us in this episode. And Kevin, if you guys don't know who Kevin is, you should go check his channel. If you're looking to grow your channel, you want to go check out his channel. His channel is called Tuber Chat. And basically what you do is you go to his channel, and it's like one of those follows channels. So he promotes other YouTubers, and you go into the room. And anyways, he's a great guy. So he came out with us because I invited him. But other than that, and I've seen the second episode. And now I'm just going through the second episode right now, the rough cut, just to make sure everything's good. We're time stamping it, listen to everything that's going on. And I will tell people now, the next episode is the streaming tunnel. So, and
that's a hook, line, and sinker title.
You know what? It's a great episode too. So I'm really looking forward for people to see that. But the last couple of days I've been really, really stressed. Not because of the episode tonight, because some people might not know this, but I think a lot of people do. I'm also an actor. So I got a audition, and I have a self-tape that I had to do, and it's due tomorrow morning at 9:00. And it's for a TV show on CBS. And so I had 5 pages of dialogue that I had to memorize in a matter of a day.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that was a lot. So it was a lot of dialogue. So I did the self-tape this morning. It's good. Went out today. And I don't know. You might have heard of this show because it's actually it was on BBC. It's going to be the American version. It's called Ghosts.
I have heard of it. Yeah, I have.
Yeah. So they're remaking it into an American version.
Oh, is it a good role? Your good role?
Actually, it's a pretty good role. So hopefully I get it. We'll see. So anyways, we might as well move on with the show. Obviously, we've left Ethan waiting quite a while.
About an hour and a half over time.
We would obviously like to thank Ethan, obviously, for being patient with us. So Wulf Paranormal is a friend of mine, and is also a friend of Mike from Charm City Paranormal. You know, it's funny. I say Mark. I said Mark because that's my character's name, and I had to say Mark in the line. So sorry, guys.
Is it possible to get Mark from Charm City on one day? Can we get Mark from Charm City on one day?
So he's a good friend of, he's a good friend of Mike's. He's a good friend of Mike's. They go out, they investigate together. So my personal opinion. Ethan is an upcoming paranormal investigator. He's going to be a great one. That's my personal feeling. He's got a few videos out right now. We will put his link in the description. If it's I don't know if it's already there or not.
Already there, bro.
There. So you're on top of that. So it's already there, but he is not only a great paranormal investigator, he's a great guy. So let's bring up Ethan right now.
Let's do it.
There he is. You know what? I was going to say something when you were in the green room. I love the hat. I have to be honest. I love the hat. Creep show there.
Oh, hell yeah. I love it. I grew up on it.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, that's funny.
One and two.
Yeah. So how has your weekend been so far?
I've been working nonstop. I work night shifts at a hotel.
Oh, okay.
So I worked last night.
Is it a haunted hotel?
They say it is. I mean, I spend just about every night there, so I'm not sure how haunted it actually is. I haven't really experienced much. I see things in the corner of my eye every now and then, which is usually what you see when you see ghosts, you know. But I mean, if there is a ghost, it's nothing to. Yeah.
You're not going to do anything.
But I do wear my face mask that I wear. It's the carpet from The Shining. You've ever seen that movie?
Really?
That's cool. That's really cool.
How did you end up with that?
Amazon.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's weird.
So some people like recognize it and like, oh, hey, The Shining, and you're working at a hotel. That's pretty cool.
That's awesome. So why don't we get started? First of all, I want to apologize. Obviously, we're coming on a little bit long.
It's all good. It's all good.
And I was really looking forward to this.
Before we start, shout out to Parapost.
Oh, look at that. All right.
I got that from Mike.
I was going to say Mike has something to do with it. So, yeah, that's awesome, man. That's great. Oh, just to let everybody know, he's wearing a Parapost shirt. And, you should be subscribing to Parapost.
Absolutely.
So, definitely. And I will say Parapost in the last week has really grown. It's getting a lot busier. And so we're really, really excited about that. We are still disappointed that we aren't going to Dallas, but... next year.
I know that sucks, but there's always room for next year, you know, hopefully.
Yeah.
And
so why don't we get started?
Free booth.
And it's a free booth, yes.
Oh, sweet. So, that's even better.
Every silver lining.
Well, see, the problem is then we know it's a free booth. We'll probably spend more money.
Yeah. True.
Like on shirts and bags and all those kind of wonderful things. So let's why don't we get started?
All right.
Yeah, man.
Oh, hey, Lex, I'm sorry about the loss, but hey, at least you guys made it to the finals. That's awesome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's that, 100%.
I think you know what, Ethan? I really think he's been crying.
Shut up, dude. Shut up. I have. Shut up. I've been crying, screaming. It's as an English person, it was emotional. Okay, 55 years, bro.
Of course.
The last time this happened, none of us three were alive.
When's the last time they were in it?
1966 is the last time we reached a final.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a long ass time.
Big day, but
so I feel your pain because the last time the Leafs won was 1967.
But when was the last time they reached a final? Was it as far back as that?
1967.
Oh, there we go. See, so same pain.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try and move this topic along from my painful day to I want to find out. So, Ethan, tell me your last investigation, whether it's on camera or up and online. Sorry, tell us about it if you can.
So Mike and I went to Pocomoke Forest, which is supposedly the most haunted forest, or one of them, on the East Coast of America or the United States, and it was pretty intense. We split up and we tried the Estes method.
Oh, great!
In the forest, like in separate parts, and it was definitely a very spooky place for sure. Caught some EVPs already on. I've barely gone through the footage, but there's already EVPs that have been caught in my footage. I don't know about Mike. I know he's been going through his recently, so we'll see what he finds. But it's definitely a really spooky place.
So who was the one that put on the headphones, and who was the one that asked the questions?
I asked the questions, and Mike put on the headphones.
See,
so
now,
he blindfolds himself too.
Yeah.
And
me too. I do that.
sitting in the middle of the forest, just by himself. Props to him.
Yeah. You know what? When you said that, the first person, the thing that came to my mind was Mike. Yeah. Mike was the one that I don't know. Mike seems to like that, and it's funny because we've done a live on TikTok together, and we did that on the live. Really? We did the Estes method on the live on TikTok, and it was pretty cool. It was really, really cool. And you know what? After a while, I think personally, I feel that the Estes method you should only do for about 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah, not too long, because that just, it makes you too vulnerable to potentially bad spirits around you, you know.
You're basically channeling.
Exactly, yeah.
I think the last time I did it for 10 minutes, and I felt like my heart was about to explode. It was... Yeah, I thought I'd pushed the boundary a little bit, and 10 minutes was... I had to like physically... I was like, you know what, I'm done. I'm not waiting for someone to come back and get me. I can't... It was like this.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a really bad experience. I shouldn't have done it for 10 minutes. I usually do it for about 5 or 6.
Yeah, so that's me and my son were out on an investigation, and he did it. He had the headphones on, and I was asking him the questions. And yeah, it was about 5 or 6 minutes. I didn't go any further than that, because I think, like we said, it's almost like you're channeling, and I don't think it's necessarily. I think if you're going to do it, you really have to be careful.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I just want to point out something. Do you have a window open? Because your dream catcher in the back is blowing around. So I just want to make sure there's a window open and there's nothing in your room flying around.
I got a fan blowing, or 2 fans blowing, actually.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
I saw that dream catcher moving around. So obviously I've seen all your investigations, and I've seen all Mike's investigations. But when it comes to equipment, if you were going to your bag, what is your favorite piece of equipment?
So that kind of varies. Definitely my first go-to, like first off the bat, is usually the EMF K2 meter.
Okay.
But my favorite to use, I really like doing EVP sessions and playing it back in real time. But I think the REM Master / REM Pod gives me the most excitement when it goes off, you know, as opposed to an EMF meter or even an EVP, really, because the REM Pod is just so, I don't know, it's exhilarating. When
is that because, like, with a REM Pod, let's say like difference in REM Pod and EVP and K2. K2 is just silent. You just see the lights.
Right.
The EVP sessions you've already done the questions. You're just listening to it back. Is it because REM Pod is happening to you live at the time of the test and you can hear it? There's no other way that thing can go off.
Exactly. And there's actually a moment. It's on my TikTok. It's a clip from an upcoming investigation me and Mike did. We were using his REM Master. We were talking to a spirit named Clarabelle in Forest Haven, and he said, you know, you can play music with this, and like he was moving his hand around it, and it started playing different like notes and tones. It sounded like with the distance it was coming to the antenna, and it sounded like a song, and it was like, is she playing us a song right now? Like, this is I've never seen anything like it before, you know. And it was just, I don't know. The clip is on my TikTok if you want to go check it out. It'll be in an upcoming video also. But that was definitely one of the most exhilarating moments I've experienced as far as going out and investigating something.
I don't think I've ever heard something like that before. Like it was making like a song.
Yeah, and you know, Mike said you can play music with this, and like moved his hand around the antenna, and then it started playing different tones, like it was playing a song. It was just crazy.
Is that his new one that he has? Because I know he's got a couple of pieces of equipment that he just bought, or he's gotten recently.
I think the most recent one he got was the Rook from Ghost Shop.
That's a type of EMF, right?
Yeah. It buzzes. It buzzes when it.
Yeah, I've seen that. That was in his last. That was in his. Well, it was in both your last videos.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, the REM pod is definitely a piece of tool that obviously a piece of equipment that I want to get. I got so many pieces of equipment right now. It's really getting tough for me to, like, my knapsack is already full. And for me to put in another tool that I have to carry and lug around, it's just much. But I get you on the Red Pod. The Red Pod is probably one of the best tools, but can be a little bit deceiving too, because I know there's times where you really have to get close to it in order for it to go off. But I've seen it in some videos where they've gotten a foot away and it's gone off. And it wasn't because of anything spiritual. It's because they set it off. Now, what I'm thinking is that maybe because there might be a phone in their pocket, or there might be something going on their body that's setting it off.
Potentially, but I had noticed one thing before. It was at Pocomoke Forest, on the last investigation. Mike and I were doing a Ouija board, and he had his
give Mike shit for that, to be honest.
He had his REM master turned on in the background, and it started going off all crazy. And we're like, "Oh God, what is that?" And come to find out, there was a daddy long leg crawling on the antenna, and that set it off.
Yeah, well, see, there you go. There you go. Because the REM, as great as the REM pod is, it can be a little bit deceiving at times.
Yeah, for sure.
Generally, most of the time, I would have to say 95% of the time, it is actual spirit that is setting it off.
Yeah. Aside from that, though, have you heard of the Flux?
Yes.
2? That triangle-shaped device?
You had that in your last video.
Yeah. That's one of my devices, and I do love using that because it rarely goes off, like, ever. But when it does, it's always like a response to a question, and it's always right timing. I love using that, but evidence from that is very scarce, you know?
Yeah. Now, I noticed with that in your video, though, it was changing colors. Is there a reason why it's changing colors, or is that what it just does?
So it pulsates blue when it's just idling.
Okay.
And it has these detectors on each side for like distance. You can change the distance for how far it reads with the little knob. And one side is green and one side is red, and you can use it for asking questions, yes or no questions.
So it's like the yes no prisms. You can get the pyramid. And
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's great. That's great. I think that's the first time in 22 episodes that we had somebody say the REM pod.
Really?
Yeah, it is. Everyone, we've had a couple of cameras. We've had K2s a lot. A lot of people favor the K2.
Well, K2 is like the go-to standard, I mean, it's fun to use, but it's like essential. You have to really use it, Yeah.
But that's great. I love the REM pod, and I'm glad you brought that up because I think I'm starting to see that a lot more now. And people are just not putting it in one spot. They have like 5 of them, and they're putting them everywhere.
I can't afford 5 of them. Yeah.
Those aren't cheap either.
Yeah. I just bought a REM pod from Ghost Stop, and it was like $200.
Now, my question is, did you go through Parapost?
No.
Yes, Mike told me that. Mike says, I tell him to go through Parapost.
He does.
That's funny. That's awesome.
Parapost, shout out.
You're up, Lex.
So, I don't know, I'm trying to word this one. So how many investigations have you done?
So ones that I've recorded, well, I have a lot of like backup footage that I just haven't even gone through. A lot of it being from one place. So I don't know if you can count that as separate investigations, but
you can do it. It's just so I can ask you the next question. I don't know how many you've gone to, so we can see if this is a worthy question for you. So if it's like more than 10, let's say.
Yeah, it's definitely more than 10. Absolutely.
Okay, cool. So what's been your favorite location you've ever investigated?
Man, it would have to be either Letchworth Village or Forest Haven. I think Forest Haven, absolutely, because that place, if you don't know anything about it, it was a old asylum back in like 1930s, I think, until 1991, and people were treated horrible there, and you can really feel it when you go there, and it's just such an intense place. And the spirits there, a lot of them are friendly, and there's also some very mean, dark spirits there, and I feel like that has kind of been conjured up by the atrocities that happened there. You know, people have been beaten, you know, questionably maybe murdered, not 100%, but it was all, you know, disabled children that resided there.
So they're because I've seen, again, I'm going back to Mike here because I know you guys work together, but I saw Mike out there on his own, and he was in the children's ward, and he got some activity. But when you guys go there, when he goes there, when you guys go there, there always seems to be something going on.
Always.
Yeah.
You can always count on having paranormal activity when you go to Forest Haven, particularly in the Curley building, which is the first building you see when you come on the property. I don't know why that building, but I know that it was predominantly the children's ward. I think it was the same building that you're talking about. And it's just so intense. Like we felt sick there plenty of times. I think like last time we were there, Mike had to almost throw up. Yeah, and that was I don't know if you saw that bathroom clip with the bathtub. That was that was Forest Haven.
Yeah. That and you know, it's funny. It doesn't happen to me very often when I watch a video, but that particular video that I watched, there was something, and I don't normally see him in videos. I normally see him in real life.
Right.
Every so often I see it, just depending how strong it is. And there was something standing beside the curtain on the other side of the curtain, not on the side of the tub. On the other side of the curtain, there was something standing there the whole time that you guys were there.
Really?
Yes.
I don't even think I saw that.
Well, you didn't. Well, because of the ability I have, I could sometimes.
Oh, okay. I see
yeah. So I saw it there the whole time, and it just stood there the whole time and was watching you, both of you. My only, you know what? Obviously, me and Mike are great friends and we're partners in Parapost. But my suggestion for you, Ethan, when it comes to Mike, don't go out with him too much because he's a like a what do you want to call it? Spirit magnet. He likes to bring things home with him.
He does. He really does. Like I feel like every time we go to Forest Haven, like 2 days later, he's like, dude, I think something followed me home. I'm like, again? Like, Jesus, man.
If Mike is still in the room, Mike, I'm completely kidding. I wasn't being serious at all. But Mike is definitely a spirit magnet. He brings a lot of things home. And it's funny because it seems to be more on the kids' side than the adult side.
Yeah, definitely. I think he brought a kid home from either Crownsville or is it Rosewood? Some asylum. He brought a kid home that's still there to this day, I believe.
Yeah, I think he even brought something home that was something off the side of the road. And I'm not talking about a hitchhiker. I'm talking about an actual spirit. I think that was last year at some point where he thinks he brought something home from the side of the road, and which was really weird. But
I think Mike just puts out a vibe.
Yeah.
Everyone come back to my place.
I think the problem,
man.
Yeah, I think the problem is that Mike really needs to start getting that bubble. Like there's a technique you can do. Like it can be a flower, it can be a bubble, and you burst it, or you can open up the flower and then you're covering your whole body. And then to protect yourself from anything slipping in and following you home. I started doing that, and I started doing that on quite a few investigations ago, and I haven't had any problems since. I was taught that by a medium, actually, that taught me that and how to protect yourself more when you walk into a place and when you leave a place. So, but that's interesting. Obviously, you've been on a lot of great investigations, and obviously your last video was absolutely incredible. And I got to give you props, man. I really have to give you props here because you were in that place alone.
Yeah,
I don't know
wasn't
how long.
planned.
No, because I know Mike had to go to the store or something like that. He told me what he had to do. But dude, I got to give you props because that place is, I'm going to be honest, and I'm sorry for swearing, but that place is fucking scary, man. And
it
for
is.
you to stand in there for, I don't know how long, dude, I give you props. Like, seriously.
Thank you. I was in there for about maybe an hour by myself, I would say. You know, of course, when you make a YouTube video, you got to trim it down to as little as you can get it. But there was so much footage from there, from just me being by myself, and you feel like you're being watched the entire time you're in there, like with any place really, but especially in there. And I wasn't planning on going in there alone at first, but when Mike said, he had to go to the store, he said, you can stay behind and like get some footage on your own if you want to. And I thought about it. I was like, yeah, sure, whatever, I'll do it. And walking up to that place, looking at it, in my head, I'm like, man, I'm really about to go in here alone.
What the fuck did I just get myself into?
Yeah,
right?
I'm like, oh God, well, we came all the way to New York. I guess I'm going hard or going home, right?
Yeah, wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. And when I saw that, I go, like, I've obviously been in a couple of places by myself. Obviously, we all know it's not safe.
Yeah,
you really shouldn't be doing it. But sometimes you have to do it. But in your case, and I'll say it again, man. Well, when I was watching that video, for the amount of activity was that in that place, and you know how much activity's in that place, for you to stand in there by yourself, dude, again, I got to give you props on that. Really. Yeah. So,
thank you.
So now that you said your favorite place, why don't you tell us what your scariest place is and why?
Scariest place.
Give us the juice. The scariest moment you've ever had in a place.
So does it have to be an investigation or just an experience in general?
This is your question, buddy. You can answer it any way you want.
So the scariest place I have been to, obviously Forest Haven is up there and Letchworth Village is up there, but the scariest place that I have been to that I have memory of is the place where I saw my first ghost ever, which is when I was 5 years old. That's a whole story. You want me to get into that?
Well, we'll get
it's
into
definitely
that
one of my questions.
Because that's one of Lex's next question.
Okay.
So just tell us about the place, and then Lex will ask you in the next question. And that's getting into your origin story.
Okay. So it was a house built in 1890, and I lived there during the year 2000 when I was 5 years old, and we had to move from the house because the activity was so negative and intense.
Wow.
So that's probably the scariest place that I've been to, because I still have dreams about that place to this day. Wow. And not many places have affected me like that, and that place definitely made me who I am today. So that's the scariest place I've been to, is that house.
Go ahead, Lex.
Well, let's dive into that a bit more then. Well, so the reason why I ask is I like because I'm a superhero nerd. And every superhero has their origin, and they're always different. So I'm trying to find out the roots of all these investigators, because everyone has a different story to tell.
Right.
So yeah, dive deep into that story for us. Tell us what you can.
All right. So this story's gonna sound really far-fetched, but I swear on everything, this is my memory. This is what I experienced when I was 5 years old.
On Earth, and you haven't jumped off the moon to get here, then this story is fine by me.
All right. So
I think any story is going to be fine with Lex right now. He looks really, really upset.
I'm actually getting this interview is cheering me up, though. I'm having a good time.
Good.
All right. So I used to live with my mom and her roommate's son, who was also my age, in this big old mansion about 30 minutes away from where I live now. And it was built in 1890. And the first thing the landlord said to my mom when we moved in was, this place has a few ghosts. So it wasn't no secret that the place was haunted. Mm-hmm. And one night I was laying in bed with my mom. And so, like, imagine you're laying on the bed. In front of you is the wall. Directly to the left in the corner of the room is the doorway that's open. And the hallway light is on, and it's shining light into the room. I wake up And I look to the foot of the bed, and there's this large black silhouette of a man standing at the foot of the bed.
Wow.
And I remember my first thought was, why is my dad here? Because I thought it was my dad, because they were split at the time. So I was like, what? I was like, what's he doing here? And I remember I just kept looking at him, and he was like standing there, like big and hulking and just like menacing looking.
Oh wow.
And he put his arms out slowly like this and began to fall on the bed in a very stiff manner. Like his body didn't move, but he began falling onto the bed. And I flinched like this, and I felt nothing, and he was gone. And wow. I swear on everything, that's what I experienced. That memory has been ingrained in my brain ever since then. And I've come to find out a few years ago, because I didn't tell my mom about that story for a long time, but I was telling her about that. And she said, that's weird, because remember how I said the hallway light was on shining into the room? Mm. The reason for that being is because she used to see a man, a shadow figure, standing in the doorway of that same bedroom looking at her while she slept.
Wow.
So she kept the hallway light on to feel safer, I guess.
Have you ever thought about going back there and seeing if it's possible to go there, or would you just stay away completely because that was like 5-year-old you?
So I was last year in about January or February. The house is abandoned now. It's abandoned, and I haven't gone into it because I don't know if there's like alarms or anything,
Oh, I would definitely go in.
Yeah. Well, there's a couple of neighbors surrounding it, so I'm not sure how tight they all are with that property. So I haven't risked it yet. But
did you say? Sorry for cutting you off there. Did you say getting back to this spirit? Did you say he was wearing a hat?
Oh my God, I didn't say that, but my mom said he was wearing a hat.
Okay. So
I can't believe you just said that. I cannot believe you just said that.
Because I saw it. Because I literally saw it. And I don't know why I saw it, but is it possible? Now, this might be way out of whack here. There is a story of a big shadow man who wears a trench coat and a hat. And it's one of those, what do you call those?
It's like a fedora. Exactly. Yes.
So that's what I see.
Yeah,
so
that's exactly
a story running around, rumor about that, and I forget what it's called. Do you know what it's called, Lex? It's called something. Is that part of the jinn?
No, I don't think so. But there is a legend of a hat man.
It's a completely
very big shadow man thing. Yeah, it's
or the hat man, like Dom is saying. But I definitely saw the hat. When you were telling the story, I saw the hat right away.
Wow.
I will say that me and Dom have very first-hand experience of what something like that can potentially do, if it is the same thing. If it is, then I think that thing was just letting you know it's there. Because it's scary. The stuff that I've experienced, the stuff that me and Dom have experienced with it while looking into it, is scary enough, but let alone being a 5-year-old and finding it for the first time. Now that's crazy.
So that made me who I am today, was that experience living there.
So
sorry.
No, go ahead.
So you asked if I had gone back there at all. I took a couple of my friends there one night just because they were looking for a thrill. I was like, I know a place that's pretty spooky.
Let's take you to this place.
Yeah.
Someone swan dived on me once.
Awesome.
So we went there, and it was just me and my friend. We were walking around the house. Like I said, it's abandoned now. And one of the windows I noticed was open. So I was peeking my head in with my flashlight and shining my light up the stair, because the window was right on the stairwell, like at the very beginning of the stairwell, shining it up the stairs to look in, and my friend was standing behind me. And all of a sudden I hear him yell, and I turn around and he's gone, running.
Wow.
So I go back to the car. I'm like, what's your deal? And he's almost in tears, like trembling. He's like, dude, we have to get the F out of here. I'm like, what did you see? He said, when you were shining your light up the stairwell, the light was shining into one of the rooms, and I saw a shadow man in the window looking at me. Wow. And when I asked him what room it was the same room that was my mom's bedroom that we both saw the spirit in 20 years ago.
So you definitely have to go back there.
Yeah.
You definitely have to.
Actually,
how far is it from you?
It's about 30 minutes. It's not far at all.
Okay.
I was trying to get permission to go in there to find out who owns it now, because I wanted it to be my first investigation for my channel, like, full circle type of thing. But it's owned by some construction company or something now. So
they're going to tear it down and rebuild something.
Well, I read they're turning it into like a mini apartment complex.
Okay. I'd hate to be the I'd hate to be the person living on the first floor in that place.
Yeah, right.
That's funny. So let me ask you this, and we generally ask this question to everybody. So if me and Lex were to give you a bag of money, okay, and you had anywhere in the world that you wanted to investigate, where would that be and why?
Ooh, man, wow.
And I'm talking a shit ton of money. Like if we gave you duffel bag upon duffel bag upon duffel bag of money.
Oh man. The Cecil Hotel is up there.
Okay.
For sure. Alcatraz.
That's a good one. That's a very good one
too.
Alcatraz for sure. And there's lots of places in the UK I would like to experience, to be honest. That's a very historic place.
Oh, here we go.
You ever end up over here? Hit me up. We'll go visit all of them.
Hey, listen, I got a video coming out tonight on Paraflix, and it's the Blue Ghost Tunnel, and that is one of the top spots in Canada for haunted places. And if people watch this video tonight, they're going to understand why, because the amount of EVPs that I captured on the microphone and the SB7 are absolutely incredible. We've got some pretty good spots here in Canada that we don't get enough credit for.
No, dude, I used to live in Canada. I love Canada.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I used to live, in Nanaimo, way out on Vancouver Island.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about the other side of Canada.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. So, well, that's some pretty. You know what? Alcatraz is one of mine. It's around the 4th or 5th place that I would love to travel to, and some fabulous places. I know Lex has some great places too. Me and Lex are on the same page when it comes to the number one spot, and that's definitely Suicide Forest.
Oh, wow. Yeah, absolutely. And Vlad's Castle, Vlad the Impaler.
What castle is that? Do you know that castle, Lex? Vlad's Castle?
Sorry, somebody's trying. Vlad's Castle, it's in Transylvania.
Yeah.
Oh, see, now that's the second time. That's the second time that we've gotten that, because somebody mentioned that about a month and a half ago.
Oh, really?
That's the actual castle. That's Vlad the Impaler's castle.
Okay.
So that's where the legend of the Dracula comes from. Is him. So
now Dom is in the room, and normally we don't go to the chat, but Dom is saying the number one place in Canada is Tranquil. Tranquil is a good place, but I wouldn't call that the number one place anymore. Sorry. It's a good place. I just don't think it's the number one place. I know, but keeping in mind that list is really old that they have on there. So if they updated that list, that Tranquil would fall down the list. So, but I wanted to let everybody know, obviously we're talking to Wulf Paranormal, and all his links are in the description. Go over and watch his videos. He does a lot of investigations with his partner, Mike, who's also part owner of Parapost. But I really want to thank you for coming on today's show. Sorry for the delay. Obviously, the football match was very important to a lot of people today.
Yeah, of course.
Somebody said, just go on with them by yourself. Put Lex to the side and just come on the show with and I said, you know what,
Brian's the serious side of the show. I'm the fun and games of the show.
Okay, settle down there.
Otherwise,
this is definitely definitely a guy that you want to check out. Yes, he's got how many videos got up there now? 3 or 4?
3, but I'm working on my 4th right now.
Yeah.
And we have a whole, I don't want to go into too much details of what's coming, but there's a whole series we're going to be working on very soon. So definitely keep a lookout for that. TikTok, I post a lot of clips from upcoming investigations on TikTok and Instagram too. At Wolf Daddy Bay, same as Twitter.
So if there's any links that you want us to put in the description, just send them to me. I'll send them over to Lex, and we'll get them on there. So, guys, definitely, you really, really need to go over to his channel and subscribe to his channel, because this guy is a fantastic investigator, and I really think you guys are going to enjoy his videos. And you know what? His videos are great now. I give him
3 videos. I was very impressed. When I saw them the other day, 3 videos. It seems like you'd think that there's like 100 deleted videos on there, because they're really good for the first 3.
Thank you.
So,
I'm excited.
So like I was saying, you guys need to go over and subscribe to his channel and keep an eye out. And like I said, his videos are fantastic now. I would say in a year's time, they're going to be absolutely outstanding. And me personally, I don't think you deserve to be on YouTube. I think you deserve to be somewhere like Paraflix or something like that, and really getting those videos out there, because, dude, your videos are fantastic. And obviously, you being out with Mike's videos are fantastic too.
Absolutely.
And you guys make a good team. You guys make a really, really good team. I've been planning to bring you on for a while. And I'm really glad you came on the show today. It doesn't sound like I'm sucking up any more than I need to. No, I'm just kidding.
Nah, just keep doing it, Brian. Just keep doing
it. So, but no, seriously, you guys just go over and check his videos. He's fantastic. Ethan, I am so glad that you came on the show today and got to meet you. Finally got to talk to you, because we
right?
Yeah, we spoke through Messenger a lot, or DMs, or emails, or whatever it's been. But dude, I really thank you for coming on today's show.
Thank you both for having me. Seriously, I really appreciate it.
Yeah, so I'm going to say my goodbyes now, and I'll let Lex say his goodbyes now.
Do you want to reword that, Brian? Because that made no sense, was it? I'll say my goodbyes now. Lex,
I'm saying my goodbyes now, and I did. So now you can say yours. Don't be an ass. Okay, I know your team lost, but you don't have to be an ass.
That's just me, naturally, to be fair. But I will say, massively appreciate you staying on hold and waiting for me to be able to come on the show.
No worries.
As we can tell, I cried like a little girl during this night, so it's been really cool to have this to come on to. So thank you for that. And it's just been a pleasure to talk to you in general. I think your 3 videos you've already got up to show how much potential you have, not only in this field, but in the evidence you're going to give to us, in the content you're going to put out. And I think you're going to go in very big place with this. And I'm looking forward to coming along that journey with you. And It's not often we get to do that, because a lot of our guests have had loads of videos out. So this is kind of like a starting at the same time and watching you build. And I'm really looking forward to watching that happen. But yeah, so I want to say, everyone in the chat, link down there, subscribe and follow him on Instagram, Twitter, all the links will be down there.
And you know what? I don't think we say this enough. When you watch his video, share it out. Share out his video, because they deserve to be seen.
And if you use TikTok, share those.
Yeah, like anybody else that we bring on the show, those videos you should be sharing out, because they should be seen, and this guy should be seen. So that's all I need to say about that.
Well, yeah. Thank you both very much. I really appreciate it. All the kind words and having me on here in general. I don't think I deserve it quite yet, but thank you.
Yeah, you do, buddy. You do.
Thank you.
All right, no worries. Have a good one.
All right, y'all.
Bye,
Peace.
Ethan.
So that was Wulf Paranormal, or Ethan, and that was a pleasure. Absolutely glad we can carry on doing this show tonight. I know that I've put us all back. It's way past your bedtime, Brian. I can see it's just gone past 7. Am I right?
Yeah, it's 7:09. Did you say it's gone past my bedtime?
Yep.
Dude, I might be going out on an investigation tonight.
Oh, okay. And while I go and cry into a pillow and
no, you know what? like, I know you're upset, but honestly, and you were right at what you said at the beginning of the show. They made it to the finals. You should be happy about that. But I will also point out, and there's a few Canadians in the room. I think there's one Canadian in the room. So you are kind of part Canadian, because the first thing you said was, at least they got to the playoffs. That's what all Canadians say when we're in the Olympics. At least we got there.
Yeah, but it's true though. It's true though. After this long, after 55 years of never doing it, just getting to that point was good enough. You can't. Yes, I'm upset that we didn't win it. And tomorrow when I wake up, I'm definitely going to be happy that we made it that far. And like I said, the World Cup's next year. It's a whole new venture. We've got a year left to plan it. So yeah, it's all good.
So there's a guy named Jay is in the room. He comes out investigating with us. He's my son's friend. So he's been coming out with us. He's actually going to be in one of the episodes in the second season. So
is that Javon?
Yeah, Javon, but everybody calls him Jay.
Hey,
so
Jay.
Yeah. So again, I will say that tonight at 8:00, if you are a subscriber to Paraflix, definitely check out that episode. It's going to blow your mind, and it's going to really surprise you with the amount of stuff that we captured. And definitely check that out. But I want to thank Lex. I know it was hard to come on today's show. But you made it. You did it. And life goes on. Tomorrow you'll wake up and you know what? You'll be proud.
One of the people I work with is an Italian, and I've been giving him shit all day. So now
now that's where your mistake was. You shouldn't have done that.
So, I know.
But again, I want to thank everybody that held on, for our show. I really, really appreciate that. And obviously, I want to thank everybody that came into the show today and comes in every week. I really appreciate that. So I will say my goodbyes until next week. You guys have a good week.
Lovely. And as I was going to say, yeah, I'll continue what Brian said there. Thank you so much for holding on for me to get on. I'm glad you did. It was such a worthy show to wait for as well. Like I said, Ethan, fantastic guest. It's got Wulf Paranormal is going to be a big thing in the future. So I'm glad you got to showcase that, and you get to come on here and meet him personally with us. So thank you so much for that. We can't wait to see you on the next show. And don't forget to not only follow and subscribe, everything in the links below for Wulf Paranormal, but make sure you please subscribe to Lex Paranormal YT, Huntophobia, and make sure you follow us both on Twitter. All the links and our emails are in the description below. If you've got a paranormal channel and want to get in contact with us, emails are down there too. And thank you so much for your support so far, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Take care.